Now we finally decided to write that big old ninja epic. But not just any ninja epic. A grand old adventure filled with mystic, wonder, boobs, magic, and all sorts of things that would make a 12-year-old squeal like a pig that's about to be slaughtered for breakfast. Sorry, went a little dark there. Anyway, you don't just want to make a Naruto knockoff. You want to make your own story. So, I present to you some ways to make your story better. Now, these aren't definitive ways. I don't claim to be the best story writer, but I've noticed these things helped to make my story stronger. So let's get to it. Take a story that's been done already and flip it.
Flip that shit.
Let's be honest, it's really hard nowadays to be 100% innovative. So why sit there and keep racking your brain to come up with this whole new story that no one has ever seen before? When humans love familiarity. I had a friend that did this with everything he did. He wanted it to be so unique, so original. You just you couldn't fathom it. It was unheard of. It was just, yeah. In fact, anytime he saw something that came out that was remotely close to any idea that he was making, he would trash the whole idea. Dead serious. It would take him usually like 4 or 5 years to put out one thing, and then it would take him an additional like year or two to come up with another thing to follow up on that thing. And guess where he is now? No, he's not there. But he is in the same exact place that we started from back in the day when we had that crap manga that I made. Nightmares. Instead, just take the idea that's been used and flip it. One anime that does this really well is My Hero Academia. It took the ideas of shonens and it flipped them, gave us unique characters, great storytelling, and it's like one of the new generation top 3s, right? So instead of using zombies for your story, why not make it like some other mystical creature? Instead of pirates, use Vikings. It's little things like that that will help you stand out in a big way. Incorporate your own life. There's no reason you can't live in the Himalayas if people live there. But there's no reason you can't write this most epic, awesome shonen story and it's set in the cold. Or be from Africa and write about this epic shonen story involving different tribes. I know a lot of people read stories to take them away from reality, but that doesn't mean to abandon reality. There's just so many different aspects in life that haven't been explored, and I really think that would help your story. Start it, and it will fall into place. How many stories have you read where you essentially don't get into it until the 4th or 5th chapter? It happens a lot. I know it sounds weird, but this is exactly what you need. I promise you. I promise, because I've done this with my story, Inlock. Go to inlock.com, get membership. Cheap plug, I know, whatever. I remember when I started Inlock Chapter 1. It was just a bunch of interesting ideas with no direction. You had the woman who was being plagued by this mysterious voice in her head, and she was having nightmares about her previous self. And then you had this mercenary type woman basically going off into the city and trying to find this escaped convict. It was all over the place. But I will say, by chapter 7, I knew how to tie that woman together with this convict and the world that they're in. I knew how to tie it all together. In fact, there's a chapter where the mercenary actually goes to the house where the woman is located. So just start your story. It's going to fall into place. You're going to get better at storytelling by, the only way, it's like practice makes perfect, right? The only way you're going to get better at storytelling is if you create the stories. So as you go along, the story will start coming together more freshly into your mind, and you will put it together better, if that makes sense. Everything, you'll have something that happened. This person died in the beginning here. How in chapter 5 you finally realize, hey, I can connect it with this. Maybe that's his brother or his father or something like that. You know what I mean? You'll start connecting pieces together in your story from different parts that make your story stronger. Double tap, triple tap your ideas. I can tell you this, if you're gonna have a big story that's just like, oh my gosh, it's this epic tale that nobody's ever heard of, and it's like has to do with like science and magic, and you have to explain this stuff, you need to make sure your audience understands what's going on. In my story, Inlock, I'm going to keep using my story as an example. Deal with it. The woman character is a gold eye. The gold eye is a mystical creature that's basically protecting the town. I reiterate that, well, at first I didn't because I wanted to kind of be mysterious, but I reiterated that I would say as of right now, it's been at least like 4 or 5 times. I wanted people to understand this woman is this character, and there's other like little story elements that I just keep revisiting in a different way. Like say, this monster was created by this type of technique. Maybe you have the scientists that built that, they would explain to another person that doesn't know about it. Then later down the story, maybe you'll have the monster regain its consciousness and explain how it came to be. You know, it's like if you have really challenging story elements to explain, you need to explain them more than one time. And also, when you're going along with your story, some people just aren't going to remember what happened in chapter 3 or 4 when you're on chapter 75. So you need to bring those things back up. And that's it for now, folks. So I hope these tips were a little helpful for you. If I think of any more, I will definitely make a part 2 to this video. If you enjoyed this video, got any value out of this video, just comment below and tell me you want a part 2, and I'll think of some other stuff that are really helpful. So, this is Frae, and I'm out. Oh, hey, babe. Feeling a little lonely tonight? Why don't you, cuddle up with that subscribe and that notification bell? Show it all the love and tenderness it really needs. Seriously, could you see more art videos, you know, all that stuff? Kind of hit it. Thanks.